Hi everyone. In the last few months, I have run into an issue that in the forums people have commented often that after a while, the baby brine shrimps do not grow anymore. Many people mentions that they see a lot of babies, but they disappeared apparently. And it was happening to me for a few months in my older aquariums. So, uh, if you see my other videos, you will see that these four aquariums that you see are the ones that I have used, and three of them uh, were over a year old, meaning that I never changed the water, but I only replaced the water. And yes, I cleaned the gunk and stuff, but so the only thing I was thinking is that a build-up or something might have been causing this problem. So with the people that have more experience, I got a refractometer and I started measuring the salinity levels. And someone recommended to use I cannot test strips. Maybe you can see. Sorry for the bad position of the light, but essentially, I started testing these ones. CH do not apply for salt water. It also always maximize, but the others does apply. So I use that as a reference, trying to figure out if something was too high or something was too low. And so we continue checking, and at the same time, near the same time, Transcience released the Sea Monkey Executive supersized sweet tanks. I will say it's only ESSEC sweet for short. I got tired of using the long name. So I got one and I decided to integrate the four aquariums into this guy here. And yes, the orange aquarium has stuff, but it's different stuff. It's not the original. I will explain later, but it was empty as the others. I will continue with the what I named the ESSEC consolidated tank. Let me see if I can focus better. Rotate a little here. Okay, that's better. Okay, so anyhow, I by chance the four aquariums, of which three of them the water was over a year old, fit quite well. I didn't have too much refilling. So anyhow, I continue checking things out, check levels, blah blah blah. And so at a certain point I decided, well, maybe if I dilute the water here, that was the higher levels of all the aquariums, maybe that will allow the babies to grow, because in this aquarium that you see here, and I just remembered that it cannot be seen clearly, so let me see if this works. I cannot see in the cell phone clearly. I hope that they show. Essentially, if you see, let me remove the bubbles. Because, okay. So let me see if we can see it here. I don't know if it's showing in the video, but you might see a lot of babies in this aquarium. That has been like starting on the, when they were on separate aquariums. Come on, focus better. And then here, I think it had been almost 3 weeks. And yes, a lot of babies, always a lot of babies, but come on. Yeah, sorry that I cannot focus well. But you can see like the little dots moving, that essentially is maybe here. Okay, hopefully you can see some of the baby, but essentially there is a lot of babies here. And they have been since I consolidated all the aquariums, and it's always baby. I have not seen juveniles in the last 3 weeks since I integrated. So the idea was that maybe the levels are too high, so I took this tank here when it was empty, this one, and I took all the water from here, that also I moved some. I have a bigger aqua dish, so I move all the water I could fit from here to here. I took many adults, and I thought that it took only some babies, so because eventually I was planning to discard that water. And then I diluted it by 1/3. So I believe it's have been almost a week since I diluted this tank for 1/3, and maybe a little more, but no juveniles. Still a lot of babies, but no juveniles at all. The interesting thing is that I remember that someone commented that that look like that if you have babies, remove the adults, because if there are too many adults, they could hamper the growth of the babies. So the thing is that I think I moved like 15 adults to the supposedly to discard water. I waited like 3 days to see how the original ones reacted. They were fine, so I moved all the adults back. But then I realized there were a lot of babies, like you might have seen in the video. I don't know if it could show, but essentially what I found out is that as you see baby here, I got a lot more here. So I was able, and all of them were baby of days old. So what happened is, and I think this point is more than a week since then, after removing all the adults and leaving the babies, these are all the babies after I removed the adults. Yeah, in after meanwhile the adults were there, the babies were not growing at all. And on the third day, I removed all the adults, and in the fourth day, I thought that I already saw them growing up. I said, yeah, maybe it's wishful thinking, but no. All of these that you see here are the original babies that were in this aquarium. So from the move of the water. So now the water is, now this water, because this water is the one that was not diluted, because I was removing from this aquarium, it has the highest concentration of everything, salinity, so the thing is that they grew up even having the most the higher levels of salinity and other tests. So apparently there is a correlation of the number of adults in a limited space and hampering or preventing babies from growing. So okay, so the thing about it covered. So let me. So the next step, I would use. I took a pipette and I cut it. That's large enough. So let me see if I can do. It's supposed to be large enough that I can take a couple of adults. Let me see if I do it here. Come on. Go over here. Of course, now it is. Yep, yep. Come on, I have no time. Okay, there you go. And as you can see, two adults fit well, and I will drop them here because only a couple of adults should not affect their growth. And so eventually what I plan to do is move all the adults from here to here. So in the larger tank there will be only babies. And I will observe what happens on the days after I do that. And do not worry, for what I have read, in a tank like this, in a typical tank that is smaller of sea monkeys, close to 100 individuals can survive fine, and the time is running out. Anyhow, so the idea is that I will move all the adults here. No adults should be in this one, and I will see if babies that for weeks and before I integrated the aquarium for months did not grow, all of a sudden start growing. If that's the case, then is strong evidence that there is a correlation of having too many adults in a limited space. So anyhow, that will be for the next video because time is almost running out, but that is the plan. See you later.